Hi guys, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about New York. I've got these bracelets on. Also, I'm going to take these off because every time I move, I'm like jingling, jangling. I just did a reel and I was doing my makeup and it was just annoying. So let's take those off so we can have a conversation without me annoying you with my bracelets, which are super cute by the way. So I've just got back from New York. I had a brilliant time. I went for a poetry event. Now I wanted to talk to you about it. Also, look at this cute, I'm gonna go off on tangents, I know I am. Look at this cute little necklace with this sword on it. We got given these at the Poems and Power event. So, like, love it. Anyway, so what I want to talk to you about is the event, is my time in New York, but also there's more of a bigger picture thing for me here. It was such a struggle to even be able to go. And what I want to talk to you about is, like, when you want something, it's like keep going until you get to the place that you want to be. We can be chipping away at something for so long and then think, oh, do you know what, it's not working, I'm going to give up. But it could be the next day that you actually have that breakthrough or get that client or get that relationship or whatever it may be that you want in your life. It's like just about keep going until you get to where you want to be, and then you'll be on another journey. So enjoy the journey, enjoy all of it, but there's always going to be a struggle, like in everything. Not everything's going to be super easy. There's always going to be a little bit of struggle, isn't it? And so this year I was having like, oh, I don't want to be all woe me, but it has been a hard year, and I can go into that more at another time. And it's been really difficult, and I didn't know if I'd be able to go to this poetry event in New York because I didn't have anyone to go with me at the time. I was thinking, well, I can't make this happen. This is impossible. Of course I can't go. I haven't been away this year at all, and I won't be able to go. It sounds so like privileged, like, oh, I can't go away to New York. But for me, it was something so important. And to be part of Poems and Power is such an empowering space for me. I've been in Chelsea's classes since 2022, and I have loved it so much. And it's been such a source of creativity, and it's been just, it's reminded me so much of my power. And seeing the things that Chelsea does is just incredible to me. I love that she lives her life so full, and when people have the ability to live their life so full, it's like, oh, just do it, do the things while you can, because being here is very rare. Having a body that will work for you is a privilege, and when you can, use it, use the resources you have. So I was really trying to use the resources I had and have, and I just like at one point thought, do you know what, this year is just shit. This whole year is just gonna be terrible. It's just gonna be about me rebuilding my life, rebuilding a team of carers. It's gonna be about all of the things that just are stressful, and I was surviving. I wasn't thriving. This year I've done a lot of surviving and just being really trying to get through, and I am proud of myself that, one, I never settled with people that I've brought into my life. Two, I've remained true to myself. I've allowed myself to have not so great times. I've allowed myself to do things that I can do. So that's why, like, another thing of like starting the gym this year, that was such a great outlet for me to feel stronger in my body, but also it was something I was able to do. I was able to get there. So I'm going off on a massive tangent here, and this is just a massive story time, I guess. But anyway, I managed to get to New York. I only was able to go for 4 nights in the end, but I didn't care. I was getting there, and I decided to book the Chelsea Hotel, full of history, full of art, full of so many, I mean, there's tragedies there, but there's also so much inspiration and motivation there through these creative, this creative space, this creative energy. So I was like, right, if I'm going to New York and I'm only going to be able to do it for such a short time, I am booking the Chelsea Hotel. I am going to make sure that I can absorb the energy of this, along with going to New York to this poetry event. Like, traveling across the sea to go to a poetry event just felt like powerful. So before I went to New York, I was in a class of Chelsea's, and she said, if you want to submit your poems to read in New York, which is on Broadway, the United Palace Theatre, then submit them. I would choose some and submit a few, and I would choose who's going to read and all of that. So I thought, oh, should I do it? And I was like, oh my God, yes, I need to. Like, I'm already going. I'm already so grateful that I've figured out how to go. I've booked my hotel, all of the things. I need to speak then. I need to read a poem. I love poetry. I love it and I love what I write, but there's women there who are incredible writers. And I will say that I am a writer, but I don't want to compare myself for one. But I don't necessarily use all the yummy language all the time. It's just truth. And so I thought, oh, you know, probably won't get chosen. It's maybe too basic. I don't know. So I sent 3, and Chelsea said basically I can use any of the 3. So I was like, well, they're either all great or they're either all terrible, and she's being nice. That is like little internal like dialogue of negative thinking, right? So I was also looking for a pink dress, and I was very specific. I was like, I want to be on stage in a pink dress. Last night, I had this reminder that I was doing this manifestation earlier this year of me in a pink dress on stage. I thought it was to do talks, but this was a talk. It was a poetry event. Like, what? And I was like, oh my God, I manifested it. Anyway, I was looking for a pink dress, wasn't happening. So I'm gonna have to wear a dress that I wore to my friend's wedding last year. That'll be fine, but I wanted pink, not like something more dull. Anyway, a few days before, I actually found a pink dress, and I was like, this is it, this is one. Anyway, so I got ready, felt all glam in New York. I felt ill. I felt unwell. I felt so tired. I felt so like I had no energy, and I was like, oh, why body, why? Spinal cord injuries are not fun sometimes, and we can have confidence, we can have all the motivation, all the oomph to get on with things in life, but our body sometimes won't cooperate. So I had that challenge that day of really trying to be in my energy, have the best energy, and I love to spread my energy out and, you know, have good energy, and I want to be able to converse with people and share stories with people and feel good and engage. But there was a part of me that was like, oh, I feel so inward right now because I feel unwell, and it wasn't the best. But it's funny because no one else noticed. Everyone else was like, Jordan, it's so great to meet you, you're blah blah blah. Anyway, but it's funny how you notice it for yourself, and I was like, ah, damn it. But it's fine, because it's going to remind me that despite my body not playing ball, I still got through it, and I still got to do it, and I still loved it. It was still one of the best days, right? So the event was incredible. Like, there was ballerinas, there was opera singing, there was singing beautifully, there was Chelsea like reminding us that we're kings of poetry. It was incredible. And then there was a ball, but in between that, we got to speak, we got to read our poems, and I had to go to a separate part because the bit where everyone else was going up to wasn't accessible. But luckily this theatre did have like a little lift, which I was like, this is great. And it took me to the main part of the stage. And then this guy said to me, do you want to come out in the middle of the curtain so we can pull the curtains for you and you'll be in the spotlight? And I was like, being all British and coy and like, oh, I don't want to be difficult. No, that's fine. I'll just go in from the sides of the stage and just quietly make my way onto the stage. And then I thought to myself, I've traveled. That's like this, my soul needs this to be a massive memory, right? It's like something in me. So I then just went, yeah, actually, yes, please. That would be amazing. What a moment. So I went to the middle of the stage, the curtains were closed, and then the curtains opened and the light was just on me. And in that moment, I just knew I had to sing, You've Got the Love. But literally, I just said, you've got the love, I need to see me through. And I then said they were almost my last words. And then I read my poem. It was like, it reminded me of that moment when I saw the light, because it felt so heavenly, but also there was a shift in my life. And I felt like even this summer and that event, there was a shift in my life. So different from a near-death experience, of course. But it gave me that reminder of like, wow, life is so rare, life is so magical, and we are so lucky to be here. So I thought, I'm gonna honor that part of me. And then I read my poem, which had a standing ovation. I was like, okay. And then people were saying like how they loved it, thank you so much, it brought me to tears. And sometimes it's hard to comprehend that, but it really inspired me to think, it's really important to share our stories. It's really important to share our poetry. even if it's not technically the best poetry, even if it's not using all the big fancy words all the time, as long as it's truth and it touches someone. Oh, there's a white feather blowing around outside there. And it's going to impact someone in some small way. That's all that matters. And if it shifts something within your soul, in your DNA, in your, you know, just your timeline, then it's always worth it. So what I'm really here to say is, like, use your voice, put yourself on that stage. It could be, it doesn't have to be a literal stage, but if it can be, then great, right? And Chelsea said to me afterwards when we were at the ball, she was like, you need to be on every stage in the world. And I'm like, how can I do that? I need to do that. So maybe this is my stage, is me being back here on YouTube and sharing my stories and reminding you of your worth and reminding you that you can do anything your way. It doesn't have to be the way that everyone else does things. And that reminds me, like, today, filming this is 10 years since I filmed my beautiful struggle. And that morning I got up and just filmed it. Like, I woke up knowing that I needed to film this video. I was like, everyone keeps asking me what's wrong with my hands when I do my makeup. It's annoying me. I need to tell the people, like, why. Like, I have a disability, but I also want this to relate to everyone. Like, we all have struggles. It's not just me. It's just about adapting. And so I just had that urge to make that video, and I just filmed it. It wasn't like I planned it for weeks. I woke up that morning and followed the guidance of the magic that landed in my brain, like a download from the universe. So whenever you get those creative sparks, or if there's something that you're really drawn to, and it's becoming difficult, like, even to get there, it's like, just keep doing it, keep going, keep moving. I mean, I'm on my unstoppable train again. I want to talk to you in another video about my spark coming back. I think I filmed one, but I feel like I need to film it again. I don't know if I filmed it. I'm confused. All the alarms going off next door. But there's alarm bells going off. If things like you feel inspired to do something, do it. If you're called to do something, do it. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It could take years. It could take months. It could take a day. But what you want is what you are worthy of. The relationship you want, you are worthy of. The experiences you want, you are worthy of. And even if it's difficult, like, for example, I have to rely on others, right? And I have such a block with, you know, asking for what I want. Well, I had such a block, and it's like, that block is dissolving. I am asking for what I want and figuring out a way to do it. I, at first, was hit with a massive roadblock of, no, I can't go to the event. I was told no, basically, because someone wouldn't go with me. And I was like, right, this needs to happen. I have had such a hard year. I need to be there. That is the one thing I know. I know I needed to be on that stage. And if I didn't go, would my spark keep coming back to me? I don't know. But that experience of being on that stage, and even the experience of women coming up to me saying thank you and that it touched them, means the absolute world. The fact that women even knew who I was when I was there meant the world. The fact that they were like, oh yeah, I follow you on Instagram. What? You know who I am? You are incredible poets. How do you know me? I was honored. And yeah, I just hope this inspires you to put yourself out there and to ask for what you want, and to know that you can manifest great things, but you have to work with those things. You have to, yeah. Other parts of New York were great too, like just being at the Chelsea the next day after the event. Actually, no, the last day. So the Monday when I was about to get my flight, I sat in the courtyard at the Chelsea, and I just wrote a poem and read it and uploaded it to Instagram straight away. I felt so inspired, like, okay, let's talk about these things. Let's talk about the things about disability. Let's talk about my desires. Let's talk about all of it, like everything. Someone's gonna need to hear that. And that's just putting our art out there. And if anyone wants to judge you for that, then that's their own insecurities. I don't know where this is all coming from. But yeah, how cute was this? My little dagger to remind me that I can like continue to fight for what I want. This is also protection. And the fact that my hands have ended up in fists is a reminder that I fought for my life. Another thing, I have this feeling of prom. And back when I was 16, I went to prom a year after my accident. I remember getting so excited, and like me and my friend were carried in because it was like up steps, so I couldn't wheel in. And how lovely of my friend to do that. So being so young and just being like, yeah, I'll do it with you, George. She did it, amazing. Anyway, we got there, and then suddenly isolation. I felt so isolated. I felt alone, and even with my friend, I felt so alone. Because no one would talk to me. It was like I was this alien that had returned from hospital and she's not the same again. Obviously everyone was young at the time and there wasn't as much out there on social media, in the media. And I just felt so isolated. I remember coming home crying. And I looked at a picture of myself from that prom and I was still quite unwell and not feeling great. But I remember looking at that picture the other day and I was like, she fought for her life and she was weaker than me physically right now. And she was probably weaker than me mentally right then. She hadn't been through as much as, you know, it's been a long time. And it was funny because the colours that I wore a blue dress with bright pink flowers. When I went to the event, I had a bright pink dress with a turquoise blue bag, and it's like the other way around. And she fought for her life for me to continue to do these things. So I'm so grateful for my younger self. Remember your younger self. Remember the things that you loved. Remember how incredible you were and how brave you were. Being a teenager is not easy. Being a kid is not always easy. I mean, being younger was, you know, I never felt like I fit in. But anyway, it was like a contrast because that then felt like prom. Like every woman was just welcomed and empowered and not judged, and Chelsea put me into the middle of the circle of the dancing. I was like, yeah, I belong somewhere, you know. And quite often I felt like I don't belong, but I want to remind you that you do belong. You belong on this planet. This is your home, and you belong every single part of it and every single corner. And yeah, I hope this has touched you in some way, inspired you in some way, given you something to think about for yourself, because this is your life and you deserve to live it to the full. So don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. I am hoping to be back on this YouTube journey with you. Love the community that we created. I've also got a community coming called Her Wild Era Collective. Now it might already be live by the time you watch this video, but it's going to be launching in September and it's going to be amazing. It is a membership and it's my first membership. I've had people ask me about this for so long and I'm finally creating a membership, and it's affordable. It's like the price of a coffee a week. And in it, we're going to be doing live coaching. We're going to be doing live tappings. I'm going to give you prompts. We're going to have themes. There's going to be so much. And it's about you being your authentic self and coming back to your authentic self and feeling the magic of being your authentic self and noticing how much more you manifest by being you. And we all have different sides to us. But if you feel like you've lost your spark, you've lost your way, this is your space. This is your space to come back to yourself or become bigger than you ever have been before. I'm excited to see you there, and I'll leave the link below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and I will speak to you next time. Mwah.